going down. Tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time, presented by CW Motorsports, episode 66. I'm Doug.
And I'm Chad.
66 episodes.
That's amazing to me.
And if we go 11 times as long, we'll be on episode 666.
Yes.
Or something like that. Anyways, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
We poisoned your Christmas, and now we're poisoning the very first day of 2019.
We are here to spoil everything.
At least we have a plan.
No, we don't. We're doing good to wing it.
Well, we've sort of got a plan. You've got a
we've got things to talk about.
You've got a nice
That's
little
not
list here, and
but a plan is far from we have a list of things to talk about.
I guess I'll give you that.
Yeah. So,
well, I guess we'll get to the list of stuff we want to talk about. But
so let's wrap up our Christmas time first. How was yours?
Oh yeah.
I mean, well, last time we recorded, we released on Christmas morning, but Christmas hadn't happened for us. So, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. Got to do the normal, multi-family Christmas thing, run from one to the other. But we got up there Saturday.
Yeah.
Christmas wasn't until Tuesday. So we kind of had the whole, a little bit of time before, and then I actually had some time after. Got to see my buddy Fuzzy, who is the one who works for Watch Communications.
Yep.
It's almost like we had an in there when we got a sponsorship.
What do you know?
So I got to spend a little time with him, and the kids both got to see friends, and my son's girlfriend still lives up there, and they got to see each other. And so it was kind of nice to have some time where it wasn't go up, do the holiday, come straight back.
Right. No.
But now I'm paying for it because I've got all this stuff on my list I didn't get to.
Now you got to catch up on everything.
I got to catch up on everything. But
we all know how that goes.
It was good. How about you? I didn't see the tree on the ground, so the cats didn't get to it.
Oh, well, they got to it, but they kept... So I was working from home or just working on something at home? Either way, I was on my computer in my office, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. And it's like a small noise. It wasn't something has crashed. It was just like almost like a little tapping, scratching. And I ignored it for a little bit. And then I realized, oh crap, the cats are out and I'm the only one home. I'm supposed to be watching them. And I'm like, okay, what is that noise? And I get up and walk in the living room. I'm like, well, everything's in order, the tree's standing, everything's fine. And all of a sudden I see this little paw poke out of the tree, and it's knocking the little ornaments around. It had got two of them on the ground. It had climbed up all the way inside the tree and was reaching from the inside out and knocking at ornaments and stuff.
Nice.
Trying to knock them off.
As cats do.
Yes. But the tree is put up, so the tree has survived the cats for the first year.
So you're going to go with the normal tree next year, or you're going to...
I don't care if they even put up a tree. I'm over trees, but whatever.
Bah humbug.
Yep, pretty much.
You and Teddy Roosevelt.
Yep. So my Christmas, I did the multiple family Christmas bits and went and saw a movie on Christmas Day, which is kind of becoming a tradition for us now.
I've never done it myself, but no, I take that back. I did, because we did a couple Christmases down in Florida when my in-laws used to live there.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird because you get up in the morning and you do Christmas, and then you step outside, it's 85 degrees and sunny, and everyone's out like in shorts running around, and it's just kind of another day.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, guess we could go see a movie. So we did that, and then I ended up, it's like 4:30 in the afternoon, I'm drinking a beer, playing pool in a moose lodge on Christmas, which was really when I knew that Christmas down there was a totally different affair than it is kind of up here.
Yeah, well, that doesn't sound like a bad Christmas.
No.
I mean, everybody had dinner by 4:30, and everybody was in that area is probably asleep almost.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I did that, and I've been on vacation. I've been just trying to get some stuff knocked out.
I hear you.
If you guys saw the Instagram post, we're getting stuff ready for the new thing we got coming up.
We're getting big stuff knocked out. By we, I mean Chad, because I haven't been here, but I'm here now, and I intend to help with the rest of it.
Yeah. And we'll allow it. So
I can be the test person. I can lay down underneath the jumps, and you can see if,
see if we can clear you.
Yeah.
And that one needs to be a little higher. He's got tire marks on his face.
We have to wait a few weeks till he heals up, but then we'll try it again.
So you want to kind of, we've talked about it, but I guess give the full rundown on it?
Well, no thanks to any of you. We actually have a name for this now.
No one helped.
No one helps. Well, no, not really. I mean, we didn't get any names that were worth a darn.
Right.
Is this how we alienate our audience?
You didn't help.
At all. No. We actually decided to go a little bit different direction here. So the new show is actually going to be an entirely separate show. It is not going to be part of Eminent Waste of Time. It is going to be its own standalone thing that's going to be called Sunday Drive. And
the reasoning for that, I think we should give them a little bit of a reason.
It's kind of multi-part. Number one, it's going to be anything but a Sunday drive because it's going to be racing through the woods, trying to set the best lap time ever.
Correct.
So it's kind of the antithesis of the normal old person going 30 miles an hour on the freeway.
Yep.
And we are going to be releasing these on Sunday. We don't have a set schedule yet, but they will be out Sunday afternoon. We're just going to have to kind of feel that out and see how often we want to release. I don't think we're going to have enough to do a weekly. Might end up being bi-weekly or something.
It just kind of depends.
Yeah, we're going to get a glut of people who want to do this up front, and then it's going to kind of thin out. But
right.
We'll kind of play that by ear and see how many we have and how many we've got coming in and decide on a release schedule. But that's the news. Entirely new show called Sunday Drive, be released at some point on the Sunday afternoon, I don't know, 2 o'clock, or we'll decide what time that ends up being.
And we'll let you guys know when that gets closer, too.
And part of the decision there, too, was CW Motorsports has been generous enough to be the title sponsor of Eminent Waste of Time, but they've also been generous enough to give us the Razor 800S that is going to be the test buggy for Sunday Drive. And we wanted to make sure that didn't just get buried in the mix and they get, proper recognition for the help and support they've been giving us. And there's just a bunch of reasons. I also think this is going to appeal to a totally different audience.
Yeah.
There'll be some crossover from this show.
Oh, fully, yeah.
But I think we're going to end up getting people in who aren't really into the 1 hour infotainment type of show.
Yeah, I mean, we bring you guys, or we try to, whatever, a lot of information about racing and what's going on.
Some of it's even right.
Yeah, and a lot of people that would just be interested in watching, what we had referred to previously as Racer in a Wreck, where, we're putting racers in a 800 Razor and having them run around a course. They wouldn't really be interested in the information about a racing series because they're not involved in it as much.
Yeah, it's going to be a quicker show as well. It's only going to be probably in the neighborhood of 15 minutes. Might even be slightly less than that. It just depends on how things go. So it's going to be a really radically different format from this, and I think it's going to give us a look at a totally different audience. And
yep.
I expect that we'll probably get a lot more views out of that because it's more compact. A lot of people will watch something that's 10 minutes. They won't watch something if it's an hour.
Yeah, if they see it's an hour, don't have that much time.
Skip.
Yeah.
So, going to be a totally new look for us, a totally different thing, different production style. I mean, the whole thing's going to be
just different.
It's going to be fun.
I think it'll be good.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
There are lots of people that we've been talking to, racers and non-racers, who are really looking forward to this. I am too. I think it's going to be a hoot.
Yes, that was me this time.
Doug didn't mute his phone. Wasn't me.
We are not starting over.
No. So yeah, we met. I guess I didn't say it on the Instagram post, but the track is 1.25 miles long total.
Actual 1.25?
Actual 1.25.
Okay. Not when they tell you it's 5 miles and it's 4.5.
Yeah, no,
okay.
It is actual 1.25. I walked it twice.
Nice.
I got my exercise in one day.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah.
For the normal screen sitter, that's
a lot.
Quite the outing. It's not going to be exceptionally tight.
No, I wanted to keep it reasonably. It's not a freeway. It's not no lift racing. Let's put it that way. But
we're not narrowing it down to the Razor's 58 inches wide and this one spot's 59. We're not pulling any of that on you.
No, I want everyone to be able to fit through at a reasonable pace. And if you clip a tree, it's because you cut a corner. And you were cutting a corner when you shouldn't have been. It's probably almost an even mix. It may be slightly more wood. It's slightly more woods than open. But the open's going to go fast. It always, it's open. It's going to seem to go faster.
Absolutely.
I suspect they're going to be between 2 and 3 minute lap times is kind of what I'm thinking.
Which is just about perfect. That's kind of what we wanted.
Yep. There's no big hills in this part of the property. We wanted to kind of keep off the hills. My reasoning was if we get a wetter than other days, if you have a big hill, that can stop. that can stop
for sure.
you. This way, even if we have a wetter than normal day, you can still run it. It might slow you down, but we'll basically put an asterisk with your time saying it was a wet lap or something like that, the ground was a bit softer and it took you a little more time.
I'm sure that will come up at some point. Yeah, but mine was a wet lap.
Yeah, it's going to. That'll be.
Are we going to make them run on the ITP Baja Cross tires?
God, no, I don't want to keep fixing the buggy because the tires suck. I'm sorry, ITP. They just aren't made for this terrain around here.
They suck for here.
Yeah.
Now, if we were out west on the rocks,
I would go with those.
They'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think we should get the buggy in a few weeks is kind of what it looks like. We'll have the machine.
Like the Midwest Side-by-Side Banquet's going to be Saturday the 19th, and we're hoping to pick it up that day.
Yep. So we'll get it then. We'll probably have some Instagram posts talking more about it. Also, another guy, Kevin, I think it was Kevin. No, it was Robert Higbee, asked, and he came up with a great idea. It sparked me, and we're going to run probably not my turbo because mine's pretty wide, but we'll have Steve bring his or somebody with a high horsepower turbo machine and run the same track. And I want to just to see what the time difference is. How much are you giving up? Now, because there's, we'll say 0.6 of a mile is open, that's gonna
make a difference in that section.
That's gonna make a dent. But because the other machines are wider, I think the 800 will actually be just as fast in the tight woods.
Yeah, I don't think the time differential is going to be as much as a lot of people might think. Now, if you were doing multiple laps, that adds up over time, and if we were doing
10 seconds on each lap adds up. When you do 5 laps, you're almost a minute.
If this was a race as opposed to more of a time trial type of effect, then yes, it would make a big difference. It would matter. But I don't think it'll be that big a deal for one lap.
I don't think it will either. I'm guessing there's going to be a few seconds, 10 seconds maybe were the difference, but I don't even know if they'll be that much.
Sounds about right. I was thinking 10 to 15.
So
and we've got timing equipment. So basically, we will stage you when you break the beam. The timing starts, and then you do your lap, and you're going to end back up at the same spot you started. And when you break the beam the second time, the timing stops.
Actually, even better than that, this isn't beam based.
Oh, it's not,
because beams can be broken by other things and cause problems.
There are lots of other things out there.
This random leaf that falls from a tree or something crazy. What it actually is, it's RFID, and when they get close, it triggers.
Oh, that's right. You bought the other system.
Yeah.
We were talking about a
beam system.
Yeah.
But this is completely, the two are paired. When it gets close, it starts. When it comes back around, it logs a lap, which will be your lap. That'll give us your time. They're all standing start laps. You're not get a running start, so your second lap would obviously be faster. All standing start laps from the same point.
And we are going to have the GoPro Hero 7 in there, so we're going to have telemetry, GPS, speed, that sort of thing. So we'll actually make sure we'll have something to compare the times against to make sure there wasn't some sort of timer malfunction.
Right.
We'll have 2 different sources.
And the other thing that will also give us is it'll tell us, we'll say you and I are racing. We're not, because our times won't count on this. But it would tell me if you're faster in this section, but I was faster in this section, even though our times came out the same.
Yeah.
So that'll make it interesting. That'll, I was faster here. Oh, yeah, it'll be a hoot.
And the other thing we're going to do is there will be a parade lap or 2, if you will, with one of us co-driving.
Yep.
And we just want to make sure everybody knows and understands the track and that there's kind of an even playing field. More experienced drivers may be willing just to jump in and hit it blind, but we're going to end up having some drivers on that probably aren't as experienced. It may even be their first year racing. They found out about us and they want to do it. We're not going to keep this kind of exclusive to, only racers that have been doing it for 5 years and have all their stuff together. So we want to kind of even that playing field. So we are going to do some sort of parade lap with one of us co-driving.
Now, to clarify, we won't be giving you driving pointers of, you can take this one pretty quick. This one,
you cut here, it's faster.
No, we're not doing that. All we're doing is directing you where the racetrack goes.
Exactly.
And it'll be marked. There'll be arrows out and everything else. But we're not coaching you to drive it.
No.
We're just showing you where to drive, because if I don't tell a certain person the same thing as what I told everybody else, that's a disadvantage maybe.
Well, and driving style is going to be part of this.
Yeah.
I mean, the buggy's going to be the great limiting factor because you're limited on horsepower and you don't have power steering. So really the speed difference is going to come down to driving style and, having your wits about you on the track. So we don't want to interfere with that. We just want you to see it once.
Yep.
This is the only machine we have. So we fully expect at some point there will be minor breakage. We would like to keep it to minor breakage.
Minor, yes. So, yeah, we're going to have some parts on hand to fix it, should we need to, right then. But let's hope we don't-ish.
It would be ideal if we didn't have to.
Yeah. This track isn't going to be an abusive track. I didn't want to set up, and I think I mentioned it to somebody, I didn't want to set up a track that was, let's see if you can survive this. I wanted to set up a track that as long as you drive reasonable and you don't try and cut like inside a corner when you shouldn't, which isn't really going to save you much of any time.
No.
It's a very easily negotiable track. I guess that's a word, negotiable?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's a word.
It is a word.
Okay. Look at that. I made up a word that already was a word. But you can easily make it around the track. It's not technically challenging to make the lap. Where it comes in is, do you carry the right speed? Do you memorize the track well? Can you push the buggy to its limit without going over its limit? If you end up on your side, I mean, the clock keeps running.
That's slow. If you can get out and push it upright, then you might have the world's first 10-minute lap. But.
Yeah. So it's how it is. So I'm really excited about this one.
It's going to be great. And I'm really excited that it's going to be its own show. You and I just got to talking about format, and it just made sense to do it this way.
It did. It was smart. Not that we normally do smart things, but
we're trying.
Yeah.
We are making every effort.
We are. So
I've got a couple things here, but this is going to be a more compact show like the Christmas one, so we probably need to scoot through. We got time for maybe one thing here, which is upcoming riding plans. You're heading out.
I am heading out in the morning from when we're filming this. I will have already gone in the past when this is released.
This show's like a time machine.
Yes, it is. I am going to the Badlands in Attica, and I'm meeting up with Cody and Sam and a whole bunch of other people from a group that rides out of Effingham.
Okay.
So we don't know exactly how many. It kind of sounded like there'd be a dozen or better over there. Cody said the group will get split up. He already knows that. He listed 3 groups, one being a mud group. He said, I'm not riding with them.
They are different riders.
He said they will find the mud hole and they will sit there all day and drive back and forth through the mud. That's what they want to do.
Yep.
Great for them. He said that there is the group like how Cody and I both ride, spirited riding, reasonably quick.
Race minus the race.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. So we'll be going off doing our thing. And he said there's a group of older guys who just kind of want to trail ride, and they won't tackle the technical stuff. They just want to go ride.
They just want to go tool around.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there'll probably be 3 groups. I would invite you to join me, but it's in the past now, so that doesn't work.
I was invited in the past and actually ended up passing on it just because I've been gone so long. I've still got a lot of stuff to do here around the homestead that needs to get at least started on before I head back to work if I'm going to stay on a pace to get things done before spring happens and race season and everything else. So I'm going to be the bum that stays behind, but I've asked my wife and kids to live in an incomplete house for a year now while we've been doing this kind of stuff, and
something has to give at some point.
I've got to make good on giving them a house that's actually done, that has a stairwell that's not just like rough pine boards and that sort of thing.
Their feet have toughened up over the year with all the splinters.
So I'm making a lot of good headway, and I am not complaining. I want to get stuff buttoned up so that by the time March rolls around, we're ready to roll.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And March is going to be here a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I'm like, I I'm sitting here thinking of all the things I need to do, and I don't have time, and I don't know where I'm going to make time or how I'm going to manufacture time or get time. But
well, and we're going to have to figure out a show production schedule, because in March, April, and well, no, it's February, March, and April.
you're traveling.
I'm going to be traveling a fair amount for work, and it's going to be interesting trying to keep on a weekly schedule. We're probably going to have to do some double podcast Sundays and some stuff like that. So
Some special guest hosts, maybe, or I don't know. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that all out. But all of a sudden, I'm looking forward to 2019. I'm like, wow, there's a whole bunch of landmines I wasn't really thinking about that we got to somehow sidestep.
Things are good, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited.
So
We just have to plan, and we sometimes are
bad at that.
not great at that.
I do want to, I won't say who we talked to, but we talked to someone who is well known in the UTV racing world. Earlier this week, is that when that happened?
Yeah, it was just before Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the reason I'm bringing this up isn't because I want to talk about who we talked to or even what we talked about. But what struck me was this guy is, like I said, pretty well known in the UTV racing world.
Absolutely.
If you don't know his name, you know what he does. You've heard of what he does anyway. And what really shocked me, not that I'm saying we're all that big, was he got a hold of us and said that he was a big fan and he liked what we were doing and everything else, but he had never heard of us until someone that he knew told him about us. So I guess my whole reason for going here with this is we've talked about before about how you guys, like and share and whatever. If you know someone who would be into this kind of show or even into Sunday Drive like we talked about, if you don't tell them, they're not ever going to find out. And this guy has gone back and listened to many shows now. He's like, I absolutely love it and all this and that. He goes, I don't know how I missed what you guys were doing, but
it was really very shocking. I mean, he was very complimentary, and to the point of, he said, things are probably not going to work out for him this year, but next year he wants to be involved with the show as a sponsor in a very big way, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that means a ton to us, but like you said, it was just kind of shocking that, it just had not circulated around. So
right.
We really, word of mouth is still one of the best ways that this can get out, whether that's you physically telling somebody or sharing or liking or whatever.
Right.
We've got some people that have been really, really steadfast at doing that, and we really appreciate it. But if you're outside of the Indiana, Illinois area that we normally pal around in, and you think somebody out, in whatever state you're in, Tennessee, Missouri, Louisiana, wherever you're from, might be interested, if you don't mind sharing, we'd greatly appreciate it, because we're on a pretty good growth trend right now, but that can easily stagnate again, and we want to keep growing and moving because it gives us opportunities to do things that we can then bring to you.
Right.
Everybody wins.
Something
like that.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Everybody
It sounds good.
Wins-ish.
Well, you said you've got New Year's trivia. Is it New Year's related?
It is all New Year's trivia.
Oh, this is going to be bad. I'm not going to do well, I can tell.
Because the trivia is bad or because you won't know the answers?
Yes.
Okay. You guys didn't do too bad, I don't think, on the Christmas one from last episode.
Not terrible.
Some of them were obscure. I always try to throw in the really obscure ones because those are funny to me.
The picture I included of Krampus was the most terrifying one I could find.
It was great. Wasn't he holding a kid upside down by the leg?
By one leg? Yes. Perfect.
Yep. All right. Are you ready for your trivia?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Question number 1. Name the song traditionally sung on New Year's.
Auld Lang Syne, or I probably butchered the pronunciation.
Auld Lang Syne.
Syne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. S-Y-N-E. Do you know what it means? That phrase? That's not part of it. I'll give you the question. You got it.
Okay. I feel like I should, but I don't.
Time goes by, or time gone by. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Makes sense.
It does.
Okay. Question number 2. What food is considered good luck if you eat it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
There's a good luck food?
Yep, there's a good luck food. Well, it's 3 foods. There are 3 foods. If you get at least 2 of the 3, I'll give you the question.
Cheese, wine, and haggis.
No, Black-eyed peas, ham, and cabbage.
None of that sounds like good luck to me.
No. Eat all of that, you might be in for bad luck.
That just sounds like leftovers. Like, what was in the back of the fridge?
How to start your year off poorly.
Yeah. Anymore, it seems more like beer and pizza and nachos because New Year's Day is football day. So
yeah,
that's what most New Year's parties revolve around.
Pretty much. Okay. Question number 3. What year was the first Times Square ball drop done? You know, they dropped the giant ball on Times Square. It's kind of the big thing that a lot of people watch, at least in the States.
1951.
1907.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's that old?
Way early.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Dick Clark was probably there for that one, too.
He was, what, about 30 then?
Yep. And he still looked exactly the same.
Okay. Question number 4. In Italy, what do people wear to bring good luck on New Year's Day?
The witch costume from the Christmas witch?
No, that is not what it is.
They dress up like Caesar.
No, they don't do that either.
I have no idea what they do in Italy on New Year's Day.
Wear red underwear. I don't know. It's Italy. They got the witch giving presents and whatever.
Seriously, what is going on over there in Italy?
I don't know.
I want to visit now. I want answers.
I need answers. Just go over there with all these questions. Whatever. All right. Question number 5. Talking about the Times Square ball thing.
Yeah.
How much did the original ball weigh?
It's pretty good size. Back then, they weren't rocking lightweight materials so much. Unless you count pig iron as like lightweight. I'll go 250,000 pounds.
You're slightly overshot that one, Doug.
Okay, no. Real guess is probably... I bet it probably weighed like 20 ton or something.
No, it is 700 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured a lot heavier than that.
No, 700 pounds. And it had 125-watt light bulbs. That was the original decoration thing.
All wired up with like cloth-covered wire and,
Yep.
electrician's nightmare.
Oh, yes.
That's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought it could be some big monstrosity. How big? I guess I don't even know how big it is. I mean, I know how big the current one is, but
the new one is slightly smaller, I think, but they were really close to the same size.
Oh, okay.
The new one now is made of like aluminum and lightweight materials, and I think it's only like a couple 100 pounds or something.
Gotcha.
They've significantly lightened it. So, question number 6. Fireworks became a New Year's tradition for what reason? Like, what was their original reason for using fireworks on New Year's?
To scare off some sort of New Year's Eve demon or something. I don't know.
Pretty much, but it's not specific to a New Year's Eve demon. It is all evil spirits.
Clean the house before the... Pardon me. Clean the house before the New Year starts.
Yeah, well...
Ish.
If you light off fireworks, explosions drive evil spirits away.
So we should be doing that all the time.
Yes.
Is what I heard.
Yes, that's where I'm going with that.
Sweet. I figured it was some sort of thing like that.
Yep.
It probably dates back to, 1500s or something in China.
It went... I don't remember. It was one of the trivia things. It's not on here. But I'm wanting to say the first New Year's celebration was 300 BC.
All that I believe, but I doubt they had fireworks back then.
It wasn't fireworks then, but it was right around like
Throw
80.
rocks at each other?
Yeah. They threw flint together and made...
Run around starting.
That's not a fact.
We're obviously history buffs.
Yes. All right. Question number 7. How many pounds of confetti are dropped on the crowd of Times Square at midnight? I'm imagining it in a big pallet.
Exactly.
Plunk.
Oh, it's kind of like rain.
Yeah.
It's not bad when it's evenly distributed, but if you took all that rainfall and put it in, 5 square feet,
it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
How many pounds?
How many pounds?
It's a pretty big area. I don't know. 25,000 pounds.
2,000 pounds.
I'm going heavy today.
Yes, you are. Everyone's buried under 6 feet of confetti. Everyone in Times Square has died because Doug tried to drop 20,000 pounds or whatever you said on
I don't see a downside here.
All right, question number 8. What does Miami, Florida do instead of dropping a ball? You know, like how Times Square has dropped the ball. Miami, Florida has their own tradition. What do they do?
They light an alligator on fire.
Who's the guy with the match who goes up to the alligator soaked in gasoline?
It's a long match. It's one of those 1 foot long ones.
Here, Snappy, Snappy. No, they don't do that.
Can we start that tradition then?
PETA's mad. Right now, PETA is mad. People eating tasty animals. I'm sorry. They're even more mad now. No, they raise, instead of dropping, a giant orange called Mr. Neon. He's a big neon orange. And the giant neon orange is 35 feet across. It like goes up. I don't. They got to do things different.
Florida.
Yeah, because Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say, we probably don't really need to go into the whole how different Florida is discussion. Question
number 9. How many glasses of sparkling wine are drank in the U.S. for New Year's?
We've proven I'm bad at guesstimating things.
68 trillion.
Yes. 10 times the population of the planet. I'll go with 75 million.
360 million glasses.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, the population in the U.S. is about 360 million.
But people are drinking multiples.
So, yeah. But if you discount all the people who don't drink and kids and yada, 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 that means that there's
a lot of drunks out there.
There's a contingent of people that are doing their share.
Yes, they are. The few in numbers are pulling the weight of the many. All right.
Okay, so I have no idea on guesstimating stuff.
Yeah. Question number 10. This is a percentage. So you have from 1 or 0, technically, to 100. So you've got a 1 in 100%, 1 in 100 chance of getting it right.
Fair enough.
What percentage of Americans fall asleep before midnight on New Year's Eve?
I'll go 60%.
12%.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it would be more. I really did.
I figured, honestly, there was just the pockets of people, and most people are like, whatever, it's, I'll wake up tomorrow and won't be any different.
New Year's, yeah.
Yeah. 12? It's only 12?
12%.
Well, my wife is firmly in that 12% because I don't think she's been up for a New Year's in... We used to. See, Deacon was born in 2002. Probably then.
Yeah.
And it probably was not like 2002. It was probably like 2001.
Yeah.
She might have stayed up for 1 or 2 since then. But normally she's like, it's 9:30. I'm tired.
I'm going to bed.
In fact, last year we'd moved in here in October.
Yeah.
And so, New Year's, the house was still kind of in shambles. We were getting bedrooms around. And so she had gone to bed and the kids and I were all crammed into my son's room because I just hung his TV for him.
Okay.
And we played, I think, Call of Duty Zombies or something until about 10 minutes till midnight, watched the ball drop, and then they want to stay up. And I said, you do whatever you want. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
So we're real exciting people.
I'm kind of a mix. Sometimes I stay up. Sometimes I don't. I don't typically go to parties or anything like that.
Well, if you're nerdy and like Star Wars, you can look this up, and it kind of depends on what version you have, because there's the original version of A New Hope, Episode 4.
Yep.
And then there's the modernized one that had some extra bits in it, which makes the running time a little longer. So you look up which version you have a disc of, or Netflix, or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you exactly what time to start it, so that the Death Star explodes exactly at midnight.
That's kind of funny.
So if you want to do something different than the ball dropping, how about the giant ball exploding?
That could be fun, too.
So I think I'm actually going to try that this year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless we actually go do something, which I have no idea what our plans are. And my guess is my wife's plan is to go to bed around 10. So.
I don't really have any... Maybe I have plans. Let's put it that way.
Maybe. Possibly.
Maybe. We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it at that. And we have a great stupid stuff with Chad.
We do? Which one? Which one are we doing? Because we've talked about 2 since I got here.
Well, we're not going to do one we've already done at the beginning of the show.
That's what we did last time.
Because I have no memory. Evidently, I'm like a goldfish. I blink and it's all gone.
Hi, I'm Chad.
Episode 1. Well, I like the cage one.
The cage?
Because it's very, very you.
Okay. So... it hasn't been released yet or anything else, so this is fresh news for everybody. I got a new cage for the Razor.
Yes, you did.
Acre Shaker. We talked about earlier, I'm going on a ride tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning. You're leaving.
Morning. I picked up the cage today. I drove to Illinois to pick it up because I don't know why I did this.
Well, you had time today, so picking up the cage today, really not a bad thing.
Except it was...
the stupidity comes in.
It's lime squeeze. It's the color of like the Razor seats that we normally would sat in for the longest while. They're just off frame.
It's kind of like that.
It's yellowy.
It's more yellowy. Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys are Razor guys, you know the lime squeeze color. It's like safety yellow.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That doesn't match anything on mine. And it's got a blue roof, too. I mean, it looked like a clown car driving around. So the blue roof's staying for now, just because I got other things planned for that. But I'm like, okay, if I want to get this cage put on, I can drive to Illinois, drive back, take everything apart that's on it, paint it, put everything on the Razor, and put all my stuff back on because...
it also happens to be only in the neighborhood of...
about 30 degrees out.
35 degrees out. So it's not exactly what you'd call painting weather.
No, it's not. So I had to do this in my garage because there's parts in the shop's paint booth. That's part of it. And I couldn't really leave the Razor there long enough to paint it, let it fully cure and everything else before I needed to pull it back out and get it over to my garage so I can reassemble the thing. So I'm just like, forget it. I'll put a drop, like a tarp over the Razor in my garage. My wife's car is out because she'd get mad if I painted her Cadillac.
Probably. It's black. It'd be fine.
And I'm just going to rattle can the thing because in a couple weeks I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to have it powder coated. This is just temporary. It just needs to be black. I just don't want it yellow. That's the main thing. That's where I was going with this. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to heat my garage up? Okay, I got a little space heater. Crap, I left it over here at Doug's house. I'm like, well, that's not going to work. And it wouldn't really heat that garage anyway. It would just kind of knock the chill out of the air would be about it. So I went over and I asked my brother, I'm like, okay, what do you got for heating my garage? He goes, well, I got the Salamander, the big diesel fuel running heaters. Mm-hmm. This is just like a, I don't know, it is a 24 by 24 garage, whatever it is. It's your normal house garage. You guys know the fumes those suckers put off?
This is the best part of the story.
So here I am in a mad dash. I strip the thing down, scuff it all, clean it up, fire this heater up. I'm painting, paint fumes and everything everywhere in my garage while running a Salamander in there at full bore, and I'm just crying because the fumes are in my eyes and everything else. I'm like, this is horrible. I don't know what I breathed in. I don't know if it, my body absorbs it through my eyes. I don't know how this works, but I'm sure it's not good for me. And this is ridiculous. Why am I doing this? And it just running. I have to, literally what I'm doing is I'm painting for a little bit and then like shutting the Salamander off because it's 80 something degrees in there, going in the house because I can't breathe and I can't see anymore. So my eyes stop watering so I can come back out and do another coat before my eyes start watering so bad I can't see again. This is the stupid stuff I do. I don't understand some of the things that I do.
And I really wish I would have actually said something because when you were describing your day to me, my thought was,
why are you doing this?
Leave your stock cage on, go riding this weekend, get the thing powder coated in a couple weeks, and then put it on.
No, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the most difficult way possible.
You have succeeded, my friend.
I have. So I'm going to put it all on, put it all together, to take it back off in a couple weeks, to have it powder coated, to put it all back on again. because I want to.
Yeah. This is why I didn't say anything, because honestly,
it didn't matter. I was going to do it anyway.
Futile. You were going to do what you wanted to do. I can make it work.
I can do this. So yeah, as soon as we get done recording here, I'm going back home to try and put the razor back together. Oh, and another little kicker, I don't have the stock cage anymore. Cody needed it for something he's doing, and so it's over in Illinois. I have no option. I have to get this to go.
Convertible. It's a good look.
Whee!
Open air. Think of all the sights and sounds right there for you to enjoy.
Yeah, the snowflakes bashing me in the face.
And you may or may not have already put that thing on its side, so you probably need a cage.
Yeah. So Cody and I had talked about this. I had the CW Motorsports back half cage on there, which does improve the strength quite a bit.
Yes.
And Cody was talking to me, and he goes, I don't want to tell you about this, but he goes, you're one of my customers who you need a full cage.
I was there. That's an actual quote.
Yes. He goes, I like that you're running my back half, and it would probably be fine, but you're one of those guys, you probably need a full cage.
You really do. Yes.
I do. I need more protection. I don't know if it's to keep me in or to keep the world out.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I went with a full cage.
Well, let's put a bow on this thing so you and I can go put that razor back together. And
yay.
I'm sure it's still kind of sticky.
It's stringy.
Well, we do want to say thank you to all of our sponsors for the first time in 2019. Of course, CW Motorsports. Also, Watch Communications, who is still willing to host this podcast and our website.
Yay.
Despite any common sense entering into the equation.
Despite all the proof that they should run.
Yes, exactly.
They have stuck with us.
And we really, really appreciate
Yes.
that. And the code is still valid, waste of time, all lowercase, no spaces, and that will get you 1 month of free hosting with Watch Communications. Also want to shout out to TGM Off-Road and Spanx Fab.
Yep.
If you need our sponsors' information, you can find it on our website, eminentperformance.com. You can also find a plethora of other stuffs on there if you decide to go looking around. You can find us on Facebook /Eminent Racing, on Instagram @Eminent Racing. You can find the video version of this show on YouTube. Just look for Eminent Performance, and you can find the audio version by searching for Eminent Performance on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and iHeartRadio.
Yep.
Kind of mix up the order just in case somebody's not paying attention. Every week I kind of
mix it up,
screw it up a little differently.
I think you always do iHeartRadio last, so don't you?
Yeah, because it's probably the least popular venue. Maybe I should put it first. I don't think it's going to change anything.
I don't think it'll help.
So, anyways, multiple ways to find us. We got a lot of good stuff coming in 2019, including a brand new show, and who knows what else will happen in the meantime.
I'm looking forward to 2019. Lots going on.
It's going to be fun. We're glad that you're ringing in the new year with us, and no matter how poorly you scheduled your New Year's weekend, thanks for riding along with us.
Thanks, guys.
Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time. I haven't messed that up in a while.
Today, Junior.
Presented by C&W Power Sports.